Hey, and welcome to another edition of Bentley Tech EDU. I'm James Bentley, and today we're going to work on what we call the Andy Warhol style. This is a wonderful picture of Miss Elizabeth Taylor. This is what we'll end up with by the time we're all done. Let's take a look at how we might be able to pull this off. First of all, make sure you have a very nice black and white image. You can see that I have mine right here. I've already gone through the work of creating most of the layers. But what I am going to do is show you how to make something very quickly that will work every single time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my magic wand and select the background. And you can see I did a pretty good job of selecting the hair. But what I'll do is I'll hold Shift and get just a little bit more to make it look a lot better. If there are sections that don't get attached, like right in here it bled in a little bit and here it bled in a little bit, I don't worry about it because I know that I can go back with my Polygon Lasso, which I'm going to do right now, and fix that. I've grabbed my Polygon Lasso and I hold Alt to get the minus symbol. What this does is it takes away from the selection. You'll notice that as I move around, the selection begins to disappear. I'm going to use this to my advantage because the magic wand selected the majority of the work for me, and all I have to do is just make sure that the mask is going to be in tip-top perfect shape. What I'll do is I'll fill in a background color, and in this case, I'll make it kind of a light blue. And when I have this color, all I do is I hit Alt Backspace to fill, and there we go. What I am going to do is Control D to deselect, and then Z to zoom in. Now I'm just going to kind of look around to see, oh, look, there's garbage. So what I'm going to do is select my lasso tool and just kind of go around my blue area and fix whatever I find is not quite working out for me and just make it look good. As you do this, you got to make a little bit of final decisions about the overall look of the piece. You'll notice I'm going up and around and filling, Alt Backspace to fill, Control D to deselect. I'm zooming out and holding Alt. Now all I got to do is change the layer style from normal to overlay, and you can see that now I have a beautiful set of hair that has a new blue background on it. Let's work on her hair. I make a new layer, I make a box, and I'm only covering the box area around her hair. We'll get a nice purple, and I Alt Backspace to fill, Control D to deselect, and I get the blue layer selected. You can see the blue layer selected. The magic wand, I click in the blue, and using the purple, I press Backspace. And you can see that if I give this a mode of, like, let's say multiply or overlay, I instantly have a Liz Taylor that now has a beautiful set of highlighted purple hair. I like it. What I'll do is I'll kind of just zip around and clean up this inside edge just to make it good. Now remember, if I was doing this for a professional job, I would be taking my time and making sure that every nuance is spot on the money. But for my demo, I'm just kind of rushing through it because, your time is valuable and I don't want to take up too much of your time with me being super attention detail oriented. But you can see I'm doing it. I'm moving around. And when I have something that I feel is kind of good, I zip to the outside, I go all the way out and double click and I hit Backspace. I'm almost done. All I got to do at this point, hit Control D and just move around. Now this is going to be the last section that I fill. I'm going to get a very nice light colored skin tone for my Liz Taylor. I can see I got to fix this little area right there. And I hit Backspace and Control D. Z and Alt to get out. And now let's work on a nice skin tone for our Liz. So there's a lot of different colors in my selections. What I'm going to do is go down to the pale section. I'll get a nice light tan, but I'm going to make it a more realistic tone. I know that that brown is a little bit dark. I'm going to warm it up by moving away from the black on the brightness. It did get a little yellow. So I'm going to go onto my saturation slider and move it down until she gets a nice light fleshy color. You can see there's my new color. There was my original color. I hit OK and I go around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hair that I cut to fill in my Liz skin. Ready? Alt Backspace to fill. Control D to deselect. I go to my hair. I get my magic wand. I select the hair. Now watch as I hit Backspace. Control D and go ahead and hit multiply. You don't know it yet, but it's actually already coming to life. I'm going to do a little bit of tuning up starting right about now. But before I do that, let me just show you another trick. Put that back on. I'm going to throw this away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the mouth. I'm going to show you the best way to create lips and cutouts. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is ruin a perfectly good Liz Taylor. And I'm going to make a box and I'm going to kind of get rid of her lips right there. I will use my tool, get the exact skin color, Alt Backspace to fill, and I'm going to wink off all the layers that I need. You can see her hair and her eyes still need color correcting with the layer palette, but we'll worry about that in a bit. You get to pick if you like multiply or overlay. You can see I'm going around her lips. I'm giving her a very nice lip shape. And this way I can teach you how to cut a shape from an already existing color. You saw me already earlier using pre-existing shapes to cut out, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm on the skin layer, I hit Backspace, I get a new layer, and let's get a nice lip red color. There it is. Alt Backspace to fill, Control D, and let's give it a try. I'm going to give it overlay mode, and on this one, I give multiply mode. And you can already see that my Liz Taylor is really coming to life. Now, I've already pre-layered so many of my different aspects on this thing. And all I got to do is just give a color dodge here with a linear burn, mostly because I've already done all the hard work, ladies and gentlemen. So now you can see that things are looking pretty good. Eyes, overlay mode, and just like that, through the magic of digital creation, we have created the most beautiful Liz Taylor that is in the Andy Warhol style. Thank you for being here. I'm James Bentley, and this has been Bentley Tech EDU. Have a great day.